see how this one goes through. Wow, see, Alpha are even helping Talon. They're banning
Banning
Sana. Or Sana.
Sana.
Hey, Talon learned too. They're like, yeah, why would you ever let a Felios through? I don't blame them.
We've been asking that ourselves for the past
Apologies,
4 games.
I'm probably sounding mean. I don't mean to sound mean, but that tilted me so hard. I was like, ooh, man.
All right.
All right.
So I think Alpha Esports do want to set up maybe a Zoe for themselves with a Syndra ban, as they could take that away from Candy. I guess it will evolve as the draft progresses, but that's taking out. Not worried. Like, what else do you ban here? Because Set could be the next one.
Set
Orn
still
as
Orn.
well. Yeah.
I feel like does Alpha just throw away a ban, do a target ban, and then force Talon have to decide whether or not they want Orn or Set on the opposing team, or if they want to trade? That's a possibility.
That is true. At low K. Okay, this makes things a little bit interesting. So now, Orn or Set, you pick. I'd rather give up the Orn.
See, to me, I'd say
ban the Orn.
Don't ban either one of them.
Ooh,
because what ends up happening, you get one of them.
That is true.
In this scenario, if you ban one of them, the other team gets it likely, unless you're like hoping that they just leave it open on a pick, which I doubt.
Which will be not the case for sure. They are taking a while. Oh yeah, you're right. So now this opens up either you get rocked on the Orn.
The Echo ban coming out. Okay. They're like really doing a target onto Assassin, I guess. Yeah, he has played a little bit of Echo, I think, back in the LDL. Not a whole lot, but still, yeah, all right, makes sense. So now, oh, so this is even bigger brain. So Alpha is like, we don't even need to choose because you're likely not going to play these guys in mid lane for Candy. Candy doesn't play them.
Right.
So now they get the misfortune and one of them. Unless Talon is like, Candy, guess what? You're on Orn or Set duty.
Orn Zoe. If Candy does intend to play Zoe in this game, but there are still a couple of counters still open. We did see the Cassiopeia appear earlier in the Liab match versus HQ. Either you get the Ezreal here if you do want to get that safe lane mid-game monster later on into the game. This is, yeah, you're right. Big brain plays.
I feel like, yeah. That or you, okay, so they opt for the Ezreal instead. That still means Alpha can get, Set. And if they really wanted to, they could get Zoe, but we've seen what happens with the Zoe blind pick, especially in the last couple of games, especially with Rex playing it. So that means Cassiopeia could be available for Candy if you wanted to go for it.
That is true.
All right.
I like this draft.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
If I'm Alpha, take like the Braum or something. You can deny the GOAT, which is huge. On top of that, you deny them getting Braum for your misfortune ult.
Very smart drafts coming in from Alpha Esports. But then, what else do you have? You really do want to reserve maybe your mid lane pick later on.
I think they're going for a last pick on it.
Yeah,
I think maybe get your jungle. Get the jungle priority.
What has worked so far for Talon Esports? River has played 4 different champions in the PCS.
Kitty Cat.
It's the Kitty Cat. It's a support one. Okay, so this duo was played by Resurgence earlier on, but it didn't work out so well. It wasn't that effective, but perhaps it's going to be a different story this time around with Talon being the one playing that duo bot. And this time, Talon will restrict the champion pool for the jungle, as they will also hurt themselves unless they will be comfy, as River is the only one who played Kindred jungle in the whole PCS, and therefore I assume the jungle pool for River is quite in a comfy spot. We'll see.
I'm not 100% certain whether or not they actually want to pick up Kindred like that right away, but...
Yeah, that's true. Jarvan, again, a lot of focus on towards these jungle bans. What else would be open? We've seen a lot of the Lee Sin. Olaf is out of the question. Rek'Sai has been one of those go-to picks whenever everything else is banned on the draft. So I assume it will come out sooner or later in this particular match. This is...
Okay, so you got Trundle also banned out. So much jungle lane taken away. It's not a bad idea. It really means, I think Assassin's just confident with whatever they're picking up against Candy here. I think that's kind of the attitude they have going for it, because they're not targeting him at all in these bans, considering they already got rid of the Syndra.
Yeah, they're forcing They're forcing Alpha Esports to just go back to that Lee Sin, because we know how it works anyway.
So I like the decision they pretty much gave Talon here. They're like, all right, we've gotten rid of the LeBlanc and Syndra for you. If you don't take the Zoe, we likely will, but that means we'll likely pick up what's left in the jungle, which is like the Rek'Sai that's still available. Or like you mentioned, the Lee Sin. They can go with either one and they can try and take the favorable one. Or Talon can just say, hey, you know what? We are tanks all day. We have a cat. They're going to heal us. We don't care what you pick.
Very interesting approach by Talon. And again, for the third time around, if they do lock this in, which they did, Catjug in a very so-so performance on the Lee Sin. And that is the plan in mind by Talon Esports. They wanted to force that Lee Sin again onto Catjug. Now the question is, Zoe, Alpha Esports has been setting this up during the draft. But it looks like I lock it in. Lock it in.
All right, so we get ourselves a Kassadin here for Assassin. What does Talon have an answer for this now? What does Candy do? It is a blind pick, Kassadin, by the way. So this is, Candy has what he could go, whatever he wishes for, other than the LeBlanc and the Syndra.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What do you play? I wonder. Ooh! Oh!
Okay.
Beautiful.
So we got Lucian. Now it depends. I'm going to assume it's Lucian mid?
Yes.
Over the Ezreal mid?
Yes.
Or is it even bigger brain? It's Lucian top. No, it's not. Okay.
Candy Orange.
Well, like I said, the Shy has been playing like a bunch of like ADC's top. So I was like, is the return of the Lucian top? No. Likely going to be Candy on the Lucian going up against this Kassadin. All right, that's pretty spicy. I like it.
Really nice matchup coming in towards this Kassadin. I really, really like this. This is going to be very painful for Assassin in the mid lane, especially coming into that, what do you call this, ranged AD hitter Lucian. I'm looking forward to this. Level 2 is probably going to hurt.
Level 2 could possibly hurt, but don't matter. We'll see that when it happens. Alpha taking on Talon. It is our final match of the night here, day 2 of week 2. And then we still got 7 games to go tomorrow, and we do it all again next Friday. Same place, same time. Actually, no, not the same time, because we don't have to do 7 games.
We don't have to do 7 games.
We only have to do 6 games, so it'll be 1 hour later. You guys can sleep in, like I will. Don't worry, we're on to the Rift. Alpha taking on Talon.
I like this because we've been seeing so many diverse picks in the PCS, and it's just week 2, day 2 even. And I'm liking it. This is what you're asking for, right, Opal? You like the spicy ones.
Yeah, they have a spicy draft. Watch them farm for 30 minutes. And then I'm just going to, honestly, I'm probably going to go get a drink at that point. I'll get water. I'm going to go eat some water outside. Riku, you can hold down the table if you wish.
Uh-oh.
Kylie.
I'm worried. I am so worried.
Kitty, don't do it. Bad kitty. Okay, good kitty.
Nope.
Kitty, wait, no, Talon, bad kitty. Here it goes. Catjug gonna jump on top of Unified, and they're gonna get a decent chunk of damage. Unified has flashed already. Atlan double up is primed. Whoop. There it is. Final Q. Assassin picking up first blood against Talon. Oh, they knew someone was in there. They just didn't know how many people were in there.
Yeah, they didn't know. They just wanted to see if ever, because, I mean, it's not like you have a Blitzcrank or a Thresh in the opposition even. They just probably just want to scout, perhaps, because I think they have no reason to be there in the first place, like being too forward. It's probably wanted an advanced ward or something.
Maybe you want to get a ward down. Still,
yeah.
It's a 50-50, and unfortunately, what you gain out of it isn't a whole lot, as you've burned everything pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
Just to pick up Unified.
That was
Kaiwing is like, I'm a cat, bye.
Bye.
You're on your own, bud. Have fun.
The Q even hit. So I guess, yeah, it was a very 50-50 thing, whether or not they could get a pick off or burned flash. But
wait, could have Kaiwing actually shielded him still? Oh, I don't think he was comfortable enough to actually go off him and stay next to him. I think that was the
yeah,
issue.
it was.
He went on to a Candy, and I was like, wait, Candy got a shield. You could have maybe gone.
Could have gone back. That's true. But it was too risky as everything else was burnt already. All right. It's going to be a little bit tough. Looks like the lane swap is going to happen. So Assassin is forced at the top side, so he doesn't have the horrible matchup against Candy in the mid lane. So this is nice. So you get that against the Ornn. Sacrifice Rock instead, which is going to be actually pretty okay later on to the game. Especially if you pair that up with Cat Jug in the jungle later on, for sure.
River just going to clear out his blue buff for now. Same here with Cat Jung just on the bot side of the map. We'll see whether they wish to path. That ward is going to keep track of the Lee Sin, though, so they have an idea where it is. Meanwhile, bot lane gets pushed in a little bit early here from Atlan and Kino. Kaiwing and Unified just going to look to try and poke from range. So far, so good, though.
Yep, Cat Jug. Just going to see.
Actually, Hanabi's starting to get a decent CS lead on Assassin. Reminder, Assassin's actually in top lane right now, so their scoreboard is not actually matched. It's currently 8-24.
Yeah. The first Swapperoo that we have in the PCS ever. As gonna be tough later on. As I'm really looking forward to the team fights of Talon Esports. I mean, that's an Ornn and a Sejuani, and then you have Kaiwing with a last chapter, lost chapter.
Last chapter.
Last chapter.
Last chapter
is an item.
It's the last chapter of the fresh new hot diss track from Yumi coming at you live.
All right, at this point, Rock again has to be.
You've seen that book? It's weird.
Which one?
The Yumi book. It's got a lot of weird things in it. All right, it's also sentient. The book can talk to Yumi or like communicate with Yumi apparently.
Which is great.
Oh, Hanabi. That's a nice little bit of damage here. That base damage is pretty ridiculous off the passive. And unfortunately, Assassin cannot avoid that with the Rift Walk just yet. Or is it Rift Walk or Void Walk? It's Rift Walk.
Rift Walk, I think?
It's Rift
yeah,
Walk.
it's Rift Walk.
It's been a while since I've had a Castle in my games. Meanwhile, bot lane, once again, Unified being the target. Oh, a flash coming out from Kino. Kino, even if you got him, there was still the Arcane Shift. So a bit of a wasted flash coming out from Kino, trying to make that one happen. Unified is just going to tag him over toward the side. Says, Catchung, I'm going to waste a little bit more of your time.
We'll have to see. Again, quite a normal lane so far with Alpha Esports burning that flash in. Flash is about to come off cooldown already for Unified, so that's going to be an added extra safety. Meanwhile, we're going to see a lane gap, so no wards whatsoever. And then River is just trying to time this wave correctly. Candy, with the advanced wards over that Raptor, they can track Cat Jug down. At least he's safe for now, knowing that that wasn't taken. So he's obviously at the other side of the map. Really nice deep vision coming from Talon Esports here. Lots of information. We'll see where this takes them, as I'm pretty sure level 6 is going to be explosive. Candy's job is literally just to slow Rock down with his CS, as he has a more or less 10 CS lead against this melee matchup, which is fine. I mean, he could just farm under tower.
All right, Assassin's got that Rift Walk now, so he's getting a little more damage toward Hanabi. Cat Jung nearby as well. That's the big brain actually coming out of Alpha. They say, hey, you know what? Our mid jungle synergy isn't that good, so we'll make top jungle synergy good. There you go. I figured it out.
The next level plays, the next level strats.
There isn't anything next level about that. That's basic League of Legends and competitive right now. You need synergy somewhere. You can't have a bunch of solo lanes that are really good and expect to win.
We'll have to see.
It's like half of the LPL teams, to be honest. They have
the
like
Swapperoo?
No, they have like insane laners, but then just no synergy elsewhere. That does happen. Again, this ward, it's got a lot of value. They keep getting Catchung exactly where he is.
High value. And then there's that sneaky ward as well. Let's see. He's going to queue the red buff and probably not going to hide it towards that brush unless he walks over it.
He's still got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So Alpha have been able to get prio in the bot lane. Mid lane was shoved up enough that for Rock it's fine to come on over. So that's going to be Ocean Drake picked up here by Alpha in the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yep, 3. Alpha Esports having priority. Get that free Drake. And meanwhile, we see if ever Catchug might try to do something. Talon Esports' bot lane, Unified and Kaiwing are a little bit too further up in that tower. So I suppose they're not going to be doing something or start something over there. It's a pretty, the usual. And meanwhile, Hanabi is just going to get...
Says 1v1 me. I'm a ram. Except, yeah, Assassin can tank a bit of this damage now. He's also got the Catalyst. It's going to be starting to stack that Roa when he gets it complete. So him himself is going to be pretty tanky. Unless we're getting like Doing base out. Nice kick combo, but answered by Unified with just the Arcane Shift. So again, Catchung without a flash.
Okay, tough.
It's hard to even pull that off against an Ezreal. I like the attitude. I like the, yeah, we can get this. We can do this. Unfortunately, ends up costing him. Oh,
he won't be able to
know.
See. Yeah.
Oh, Catchung. He realizes here comes River over side of the wall, trying to get a decent amount of damage. Going to turn back over toward the red buff. Candy's also nearby. Are they going to commit? Oh, no, they're trapped right now. Candy gets over towards safety. River trying to find a pathway on over. Ends up flashing over the wall. Gets the stun on over. Catchung and now Rock caught in the middle of it, but Rock is able to find a kill. Talon right now. This ain't looking too good. Unify and Arcane shifts away into the flash. Atlan wants that final auto attack, but won't find it.
Interesting. Again, Alpha Esports is the first team I've ever seen where they managed to shake Asia a little bit, and we see a different Talon Esports as well. I mean, they had complete control over this area here, but again, in terms of priority, I don't think they had that.
I didn't like River here. He was stunned okay. I thought he was waiting to see if he could go over the wall with a dash and save his flash. I thought he was being greedy, but no, was stunned up there, so not a whole lot he could do.
Yeah, and the Unify didn't have much juice as well, didn't have as much mana for that if ever it goes extended. But yeah, red buff saved, I suppose, and they get an extra kill for Alpha Esports.
So 2 kills in Ocean Drake, but still only a 700 gold lead here over Talon. Which is, it's kind of annoying because Talon is doing the right thing in theory. They got themselves a bunch of ward coverage. They kind of have an idea where Catchung is always in the jungle. This is a very slow... Okay, so this is Talon just giving up Rift Herald completely because they just teleported Ezreal Yuumi down to bot lane.
Yep.
So this is full conceding.
Full conceding. Very hard to just try to rotate there as well. And this is the swap that we've been looking forward to, and then they're just going to transition that either mid or maybe top. They want mid because they've already swapped, what do you call this? They swapped Assassin momentarily over there in the mid lane. I think he's in a comfy spot already, perhaps. That's why they switch it up already, and as well as top side with the AD carries already there. So it's just the standard swap. Oh my!
Oh, Showstopper comes down. Kaiwing getting down pretty low. There's the Haymaker, and there's the final hit as Kaiwing's going to get taken out, even with the last chapter. Not able to save themselves, and Rock is going to get another kill. Meanwhile, Rift Herald is placed in the jungle for a slow push in top side. So that gives Talon a little bit of time to react here. But again, Alpha, find another kill.
They're very scary. Rock just want to slam the minions together.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of nice gold also on Atlan. Oh, he gets the solo.
Funneled. Yeah.
I think it gets shared also with Lee Sin, but still 120 on over. That's another. That's a pretty much half a minion wave right there.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Oh, also gets another one. Lovely.
That's perfect. Yep.
Yeah, Kaiwing, what's going on here? Why are you not attached to your Ezreal? This is just gutsy.
Oh.
Yeah, he just got tagged by the face breaker. Nothing he could do.
Yeah, most likely underestimated the range of that one. So didn't expect to at least didn't expect to have that max ranged in.
On top of that, too, Yuumi recently, I believe in a patch, got heavily punished if she doesn't get to her target. If she gets interrupted mid-dash to her target, to her AD carry, the cooldown is actually much longer than it used to be.
That is
So that's
painful.
why we were wondering, hey, when is Kaiwing actually going to go back onto the Ezreal?
It didn't happen.
He couldn't do it. That was one of her main nerfs that have kind of forced her a little bit out of play, if I recall.
Yeah, it was a lot of people were complaining back then, but now River has a buddy, Rocto.
There we go. Horn is popped. Here comes the rest of the squad. Candy's also here. Very nice communication, but here comes the Haymaker to slow it on down. Candy underneath the tower. That's going to be first blood. Over to Talon finally. And as they're able to finally get onto the board. As Alpha are able to claim an Infernal Drake of their own in the bot side of the map. So it's a trade of a kill and likely a tower. First brick gold will likely go on over to Talon now.
Yeah, first gold over to Talon. I think that it's totally fine to just give a few dragons in the game. I mean, they've won that before. They've faced Liab with 4 dragons in the game. At the end of the match, they still really showed their dominance. So they're no stranger to this kind of situation. It's all about funneling that gold on towards your AD carries and getting more control, more leeway, as well as for Hanabi to move towards the bottom side of the map so he can participate easily on towards the next few dragon fights that's going to happen later on.
Yeah, and with that, Candy's going to be happy. He's going to be able to pick up some components. Going to go into the Phage, so I'm going to guess he's going to go into the Black Cleaver build with the Bork. So he's going to be looking to shred some of the main tanks when it comes onto the side of Alpha. He also got his free boots finally, so he's going to be happy with that. That's an extra 300 gold that you don't have to spend. And no flash blown. An alright dive here coming out from Talon. With the first brick, they find themselves up about 300 over Alpha.
And Unified was in a comfy position. CS-wise, they're very, very close to each other, Atlan and Unified. But so far, all the kills has been going on towards Rock in the top side of the map, who has that rough early game start as he had to be swapped in the mid lane against Candy. Now they're looking towards to take this outer tower in the bottom lane. What is the response of Talon Esports as they are in mid and at top there?
Yeah, top lane they can actually get a little bit down, likely if they get a full push. Is there any teleports available? Rock does have one. He would like to probably get a little bit more of a push going, and he also can't teleport while Hanabi's nearby. It doesn't look like Talon, though, are comfortable enough to actually push in the wave. They're just going to crash it into the tower. Not getting a whole lot of damage. Moundrake will be up in about 2.5 minutes. I think they're just going to look for a reset here. Abyssal Mask now finished off for Hanabi. You also have the Muramana starting to stack on the side of that Ezreal for Unified.
Well, at this point, it was more like Talon having a a huge amount of vision being laid at the top side of the map. Let's see if ever Assassin will be able to spot a few of those out, but it looks like that will linger on a little bit. Might get discovered later on as Blue Buff has responded already. Now,
hey, it's always up.
It's always up.
It's there. Well, it's not always up. I don't think it's always up.
I wish it was always up.
Yeah, because then I wouldn't have to give it to my mid laners.
Ah,
that's great.
That's true.
Wait, which end of you are on that one? Are you the mid laner or the jungle? Why are you happy?
And I don't know. I don't know where I am in this game anymore. I am the caster in this game.
You're usually in the bot lane. So.
I'm usually in the bot lane.
Hey, you could just get a free blue buff. I do that in bot lane.
Oh, yeah. Especially on our red side.
Yeah, my jungle isn't too happy usually. Oh, I do it on blue side too.
Oh.
I don't know why my jungle gets angry. It's weird. It's going to be a tower, though, taken here on the side of Talon. Slight advantage over to Alpha. It's kind of the waiting game now here to see whether or not the scaling is going to go in either team's favor. Or are they just going to try and go for Rock? Ooh. There it is. Change CC right on over once again. Haymaker is there, but even then, another knockup from the Horn comes through, and that's going to be a kill over onto Candy once again.
Not sure if they're going to be waiting for another wave to chip this down, but based from their movements, I think they're just going to concede and I'll be happy with that kill. And now though, second Rift Herald might go over to Alpha Esports, and Atlan has been smooth sailing this whole early game, slowly sweeping towards the mid game of this match. So it's gonna be a little bit scary once Atlan takes off, but still though, Unified almost about to reach his second item mark as well. That's where most Ezreals will just be huge factors in this battle.
Yeah, he's going to wait on the next spy here. Got himself the components of the Phage, so I think he needs about, I think it's like 1,500 to actually finish off that Trinity Force, so likely going to hit on back. That, or, yep, go for the Ionians too. That also works. Get a little extra cooldown reduction. We are also going to have Mountain Soul for our final game of the night.
We've had a lot of Mountain Souls this game.
A lot.
I mean, this day in particular.
Yeah, a decent amount, which I think will benefit both teams in a regard. Ornn likes having the extra terrain in those choke points to get knockups. They also make people funnel into the little locations, so the True Shot Barrage as well as the Ornn Horn can come out. I think Alpha, though, are okay with it because the Braum shield is just so powerful against both of those ultimates. On top of that, too, Atlan can get a good bullet time in. So I think both teams don't mind having the Mountain Soul.
Absolutely true, as now Talon is going to start that one for themselves, and I don't think Alpha is in the position to even try to contest this one in the first place.
But they're not going to contest it. They go ahead and just drop that Rift Herald mid lane, get a charge. There's no follow-up, though, so Hanabi comes over and just taps it on the back and says, thank you for the gold, come again.
All right, so not a lot of value has been acquired from that Rift Herald take. I think they were just in a hurry to do so, to unleash the Rift Herald, unleash Shelly, but at least they get a little bit of damage at the inner tower at the top side of the map while everything's happening.
A little extra damage.
Just a little bit.
They'll just take a wave if it's left alone. So Talon always have to be worried about that if they really want to defend this mid lane tower, which is actually rather important, mainly because they've lost both other outer tier towers. So kind of the first mid lane tower to fall will open up the map for the opposing squad. As, yeah, you saw there, Unified was taking a decent chunk of damage over from the Prestige attack. Atlan. Red buff, though, over to Unified on the Ezreal.
Yep, and yeah, everything is going to change as well as, you know, Kaiwing on this healer this time around instead of, you know, the normal supports, the picks that we usually see as a Thresh for the pickoff. So definitely gonna step back a little bit and be more protective.
Oh, here we go, instantly into the Lost Chapter. Atlan able to get over to safety. A lot used. Both the barrier and flash and heal coming out from Kino. Able to keep the Misfortune alive, so not going to be able to cash in on that kill. Meanwhile, top lane being pushed in by Hanabi. The gold's still dead even, but you do have to start factoring in the ornaments, as you got yourself the Abyssal Mass upgrade. You also got the Sunfire Cape upgrade. So Hanabi himself, though he is sitting on 7,400 gold, his gold efficiency is probably closer up to like 85 to 9,000.
And yeah, you're right. The ornament is definitely going to hurt Alpha Esports later on towards the game. You did mention the Sunfire upgrade, and perhaps maybe even when Unified completes his Trinity Force. But for now, it is going to be the siege from Alpha Esports as they decide to back away. It's again, just a chunk of damage earlier from that Rift Herald. And Hanabi just smithing his way as we're going to see the Black Cleaver upgrade on towards Candy.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be painful.
Yeah, Alpha would like to try and do something here soon. At which point, Talon are just going to continue to get these upgrades. And when it comes to a mid-game fight, they're going to feel a lot more powerful than they look. They're still waiting on the Archangel staff to get fully stacked on the side of Assassin. And they're still waiting for 1 or 2 item break points, it looks like here. I'd like to see Katjung actually try and make more stuff happen on this Lee Sin. He's been rather quiet other than, you know, that 1 kill. You know, that's a cheeky little steal. He's like, it's my Raptor, my big chicken.
It's so hard because Talon Esports just has a lot of ward coverage. River. It's going to be that tanky, Sejuani. Yeah, because there's a lot of ward coverage from Talon's side. And again, as long as the laning phase is over, which means it's so hard for Ketchup to do any sort of proactive plays unless they're somewhere a little bit overextended, which Talon Esports isn't really the type of team to do so. They'll be satisfied with just settling with their composition, farm a little bit, and now that Triforce is completed, bullet time for the wave clear. Yeah, this is the time to shine.
Come on, you got your updates.
Talon.
Get going, Talon. Riku wants you to fight. I also want you to fight.
Yeah. Oh, look at those upgrades. Oh.
They all come in, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the time where Talon's composition should shine. Everyone at their 2-item mark already, as well as the added upgrades from the Ornn. Let's see, though, how they're going to execute this, because they did attempt that one time. And Glacial Prison is up. Flash is not up for Atlan, but they're going to be wary for any sort of sneaky play. So at this point, it's all about playing around objectives now. Safe gaming, which Talon can afford, for sure.
Oh, they'll just wait this one out, though. They're going to see whether or not they can get themselves the Death Brush armed and ready. They're going to show it here. Oh, like, they say, all right, well, no one's going to come over here. Let's try and take this tower at least. So with their 2 80 carries, they actually can rip apart objectives pretty fast. Let's see. Bullet time is not available. Instead, the Make It range is going to be used. Clear it out. True Shot Barrage on Kino. Also looking for maybe a cheeky steal on blue buff, as he aimed it over toward that as well. And it's back to a pacing back and forth. The ping pong, you could say. The ping pong state, the lull state. Yeah, it's
Standard League of Legends.
Too standard for me. Come on.
It's too.
I was trained within LST,
yeah.
Riku.
This is PCS. Yep, exactly. I was just about to think that the bullet time would be just perfect on its cooldown, but for the Mountain Drake when it spawns. But I don't think Alpha Esports is in the position to even try to contest anything. They have no vision whatsoever in that portion of the map. Talon Esports, another bullet time for the wave clear. Just another deny, slowing down that death of that outer tower in the mid lane. Another true shot barrage. This happened before, Opal. We're running around in circles here.
It's actually repeating history, and it's kind of concerning. Capjung's hoping that Candy stays by or goes over to reward the red buff. He's going to steal that one away. But yeah, no, the Ezreal ultimate was in the exact same angle, too. Like, I'm just saying, I think we're stuck in a time loop in this game.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't want to be
Both
stuck in a
these
time
teams
loop.
are like, you know... League of Legends.
It was also the same sequence too. Bullet time first to clear the wave, and then suddenly unified with just True Shot Barrage in that same angle.
Yeah.
Happened twice. It's amazing.
It's spooky.
The miracle of...
What miracle? This ain't a miracle. This is
Miracle of League of Legends. That's it. Found it. Okay, so Executioner's Calling obtained in by Atlan, so at least it will really deny the massive healing that's for at least a little bit against Kaiwing.
Unified. You are alone right now. Luckily, Candy and them are nearby now. Catch-on.
Oh!
Tries to safeguard away. There it is. Goes into a stopwatch. Can Alpha try and turn this one back? No, it won't happen, as that's going to be a quick Talon pickup of a kill onto the Lee Sin. They should be able to actually siege down this tower. It's going to be bullet time once again. Oh, my God. All right, Talon just said we don't care. We're just going to take the tower. Thank you.
Okay, so you see, okay, let's take a look at that replay again. So Ketjug, no vision over that portion. But then the really nicely done Glacial Prison from River. And the rest of the squad from Alpha Esports couldn't do much. And that resulted to a tower take and 3 bullet times being used to clear the wave so far. Also got to worry about, I guess, later into the game, Assassin being that a really annoying split pusher. You really can't do anything if you want to try to chase down this Kassadin. So I think that would be a problem later on, I suppose. Actually being a little bit of problem now, as the Seraph's Archangel staff rather has been maxed already. So that's going to be additional protection rather into these mini fights, into these skirmishes, as well as the Zonya's completed. So perhaps Alpha Esports can make something out of this.
Let's see. Still waiting. Oh, Catchung trying to tag there with the Q. It's not going to connect. All right, Alpha. Something's got to give here at some point. Someone's got to do something. It's getting to that point now where it's like, all right, who's going to make the call?
Hanabi.
Hanabi getting caught out. Let's see. River nearby has Glacial Prison available. There is the bullet time. Ooh. Not able to land the ultimate from the Sejuani. Meanwhile, here comes the re-engage. Oh, Catchung with a huge kick is able to catch out the carries, but the turnaround instantly from Talon. And Hanabi on the hunt now on the Ornn. River not able to connect with the quick poke, but Talon turn around a huge kick from Catchung. How?
I was hyped for that. Like, it just timed perfectly with the Ornn ult, so everyone was just flying through the mid lane. But unfortunately, there's just too much damage on the side of Talon Esports. You have Unified, you do have Candy, and don't forget Hanabi with that Sunfire Cape, with everything else, as an Ornn in general. It's just so painful. So that was a really good knockup coming from Hanabi, and with that, it transitioned well into a Baron take.
All right, so Baron secured for Talon. What can they do with it? We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay once again.
I'm very curious how this started out. So Hanabi was in the middle of it all. Bullet time as well. The Glacial, nicely done sidestep by Atlan here. And this is what I'm curious about. This is the Catchung kick. Oh,
he got unified. He didn't kick Hanabi. That's why he didn't do a whole lot of damage.
And it got unified. He had he just pressed the QSS. Arcane shifted back to position. So it didn't do a lot as expected. So at that point, Talon, amazing.
See, now push coming in from Talon onto this second tier tower. How does Alpha try and respond? Atlan maybe looking to try and set up for the bullet time. It's not available though. They're going to push on forward. Now it's off cooldown. Let's see if they can re-engage. Hanabi immediately tries the armament dack, but there it is. Bullet time into the back. Suplex coming out from Rock as he uses the showstopper, but guess what? He is fought back. Nice kick back onto Unified. They get the shutdown onto Candy. Now Talon have to run back for the hills as they're now caught with their pants down, and Assassin just jumps on in. There it is, shut down on to the Ezreal River. Here comes the Lee Sin, and Alpha able to strike back, taking off 3 Baron buffs.
Yo-ho-ho, Alpha Esports is doing it. I saw Rock and Assassin were just a little bit hesitant at first, but it was the correct call. They waited patiently for the right timing to enter the fight. They get a Mountain Drake. They remove River, Candy, and Unified out of that, and therefore get that reset, manage to have more space, room in the map to push at least more waves in their favor. I like that. This was nice.
Let's see, that engage comes out from River, ends up just tagging the ROM, and then Hanabi trying to be fancy with his ultimate, ends up not hitting the Misfortune, and it's a bit of a weird fight here.
It was a weird fight, but everyone was practically very healthy on the side of Alpha Esports. There's zero threat on towards Atlan. They also have the chase potential as well with Assassin as the Kassadin. And bada bing, bada boom. It's just, the game's not yet over. It is Alpha Esports.
Yeah.
I am loving this.
Unfortunately, Candy just getting a little too far forward during the fight, too. You saw on the Lucian. He's like, I got a Yuumi on me. I'll be perfectly fine. And then, you know, Kassadin just jumps on top of him. It's like, no, you're not fun. You're not fine. You're dead. So Alpha strike back. They pick up an extra elemental. 4 minutes onto the next mountain.
Mercurial already completed for both of these AD carries, so any sort of glacial or any sort of hard CC that could potentially happen later on, which has been River's job so far, and as well as Hanabi's job in the whole match. But again, this is where, you know, the Misfortune is going to be scary. The tag onto Unified is a little bit forward, but again, they have itemized pretty well.
Oh,
woo!
Assassin starting to live up to his name, being a threat against Unified on this Ezreal. Hanabi over toward the side. Does Talon look for the play? Hanabi's looking to set up. A good Hanabi. He's been actually very smart with the Ornn ultimates. He ends up usually using them behind himself so that the Braum cannot actually intercept the ultimate at first. Now Talon just going to go ahead. True Shot Barrage coming out of Unified. Trying to get a pressure in on this mid lane as Alpha look to reset themselves.
All right, Talon Esports, I'm pretty sure they're going to be a little bit feeling sweaty now, as they have been undefeated so far, but in comparison to the stint of AHQ, they've shown a window of weakness in several instances.
And it's exploitable here.
It is.
Alpha,
Whoa!
Still, that's a big crit. Like, sure, Talon are able to get the tower, but you can feel they're feeling uneasy at the moment. Whether or not they're going to be able to finish off this game is the question. Right now, Alpha are holding on. If they can get onto the main targets, if you can get Candy, you can get Unified, Talon are done. They don't have any more damage to compensate. They don't have, say, like a Lee Sin in the jungle. They're using all their tanks for the CC. And look at that. Talon are just going to go on back, finish off some items, get reset for the next fight.
Yeah, and because there's not exactly a big mage threat on the board for against Talon Esports, Alpha Esports can just funnel their itemization and against all of these AD characters. So makes things a lot more easier for them in terms of how they're going to deal with them later into the game. I am nervous. I am very nervous for Talon. This is not the first time they've shown how they could potentially lose a fight where they were in the lead at first. So now?
Kachung, they're on a ward, so Talon know for sure. They're just going to go ahead and get out to safety, Rift walk into the safeguard. We're going to have, of course, Baron spawning in about a minute. Mountain Drake as well. That's going to be Mountain Soul for Alpha if they claim it. Talon could look for their third Mountain Drake, but I'm going to assume that the Baron is the higher priority of the two for both teams.
For sure. Assassin is doing the split push once more, which...
It's going to get disgusting when Assassin finishes off. I'm going to guess that's a Lich Bane. That's going to be huge. And like you mentioned, this split push. It's starting to become a bit of a hassle. Hanabi should be able to tank it up. He's got insane wave clear because his base stats are insane. He's an Ornn. But someone always has to deal with it. Hanabi, TP is on cooldown. It's coming off it right now. So they will have that for a possible fight. Let's see if Alpha are able to force it. Because again, they have 2 teleports to, again, Talon's 2. So I'd like to see them try and burn something here. As Baron has joined us.
I'm nervous. Okay, so the next mountain is about to spawn. So either Talon do want to deny that away from Alpha Esports. Then there's 2 hot spots on the map that is about to spawn in like 10 seconds or so. As Talon Esports will just decide to get that for themselves. Triple Mountain Drake. They are in the position. I am just scared for the waves because the waves are slowly building atop mid even as that's slowly being pushed by Alpha Esports and as well as bot.
Let's see. It's going to be Talon starting this off. There is the Lee Sin below. Let's see. Going on. He tags it. He steals it away. They get Mountain Soul on the side of Alpha. And now Talon have to start running. Assassin over the wall goes instantly into the Zonias. Does Alpha look to save him? No, he rift walks back. That is a huge pickup now for Alpha as they're going to now have the permanence shield from the Mountain Soul.
That was smooth coming from Jog, and now they're going to translate this into a more comfy Baron take, Baron control, as I can see that Talon Esports hasn't really expended most of their ults. Actually, nothing has been used. They still have the tools to try and contest and try to deny this away from Alpha Esports. I am nervous. The waves are making me nervous here.
That top lane, like you mentioned.
The top lane.
It's a little scary. Oh, look at this. Kachung, he isn't even here for this Baron attempt. Instead, he's opting to try and just act as a zoner or try and go for a flank here and try and maybe catch River off guard. Unified is spot out. Kachung in below. He's hiding. Candy was able to spot him up, able to get the knock up here. Engage though, Unified gets chunked by Assassin. Wants to rejoin onto the fight. Haymaker comes out. Call the Forge Guard will be used. It is interrupted as they say stand aside. As Kino now jumps into the middle of the fight. It is just chaos. It is a bouncy castle. It is the Haymaker coming out from Rock to put down Candy and Talon. They lose members. Kaiwing is just a lone kitty cat. It's the double kill for Assassin. And like you said, there's a wave in in mid lane. They could look to end.
They can look to end as Rivers tries to proxy
trying.
and stop the next incoming wave in the mid lane. Oh my word, Opal, this is a big turnaround.
There's still minions, though, in the mid lane for Alpha in the base as now they push on in. An Assassin can rip these turrets apart. He's got the Lich Bane. Alpha are able to take the upset over Talon and tarnish the perfect record.
Unbelievable win by Alpha Esports. They were patient. They were just slowing the pace of the game and found their center. Talon Esports. I am happy for Alpha Esports right now, Opal.
Yeah, Alpha able to pull it through here after, again, a weak early game. I think, like you mentioned, Alpha were able to shake up Talon.
Yes.
There's been times now that Talon just don't know if they play so slow. It's just like Alpha's like, we can try and do something. Huge seal coming out from Katjung, though. Able to pick up that mountain, get that free shield. That helps out during those fights. But it got to the late game point where Assassin's like, I'm a Kassadin, by the way.
Yeah.
I have Lich Bane. Anyone comes near me after I ult, you're dead.
He gave a late game monster and just, I think Unify just exploded after that. And the thing is, during the draft, it was Talon forcing the Lee Sin pick on towards, like, okay, Katjo, just keep playing the Lee Sin because it didn't work out so well in the past 2 games. Just keep playing that.
At some point, it's going to work.
At some point, it's going to work, and it did.
And we've talked about Alpha for their win condition. It's been this LDL duo that they need to show up, and finally, they get that time to show. It also helps that it's a late game Kassadin, so Assassin should be showing up at that point.
That's
but
true.
Also, Katjung, very good performance on the Lee Sin in the late part of the game.
Yeah, Atlan also had a lot of really nice positioning, a lot of really good free hits as well. So there was really zero threat at all for the backline of Alpha Esports. They scaled really well. They slowed the pace of the game. Kassadin, Assassin was that annoying person that kept pushing the side lanes at one point of during the mid to late. I want to see this again, Opal.
Yeah, starting things off here, Katjung is actually playing like secret agent at this point. They realize he's still not around. Finally, they see him with the sweeper, and immediately Unified's chunked out. So now you have to have the Yuumi on top of the Ezreal. But a big one for me is Kino coming in, stops the call of the Forge God. Good job. It would have only hit him, but still, it's a good job. And then the rest of the team just funnels in, and that's where it's just game.
Yeah, it was just cleanup squad. Atlan was untouched in this fight.
Oh, Rock, that was huge. That was nasty. Got the flash haymaker.
There's the Kassadin. Assassin, look at this burst.
Yeah, no, you're a Yuumi. That's what happens. The book does not prevent damage from the void, apparently. That's now lore canon. Either way, back and forth little game. Talon unable to maintain their perfect record, and Alpha show up and strike them down.
This is amazing. This is actually the first game that we've seen today where it was a huge... Oh, wait, rather, the whole tournament so far, which was a huge turnaround. And finally, after we've seen Talon so many times where I keep mentioning this false hope, where at some point they will lose control over the game and yet still would finish and would still win that match. But this time around, it didn't work. Alpha Esports just, patience is a virtue, and as well as late game is a virtue.
Yeah, late game Kassadin helps out in this virtue, I'm going to say. Assassin's going to be very happy with his performance. I think the team is going to be pretty happy. We could hear them actually at the very end of that game. They were very excited to actually take that victory over Talon. Everyone, including us, we assumed, it was going to be a Talon game based off the records, but Alpha proved us all wrong, and Assassin was part of that as he's able to take home the MVP for the game.
Exactly. Undefeated streak gone. Alpha Esports just did it. Assassin, they did the lane swap really, really well. They played that, They played the draft really, really smart still, despite having the awkward matchup of the mid and as the mid lane in particular, as they have drafted Candy on that Lucian. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They stalled the game so well, and now they've achieved their first win in the PCS.
Yeah, so Alpha, like you mentioned, first win here in the PCS as they take home the victory over Talon. I know Talon. I want to see how they react. Talon have always been, a little bit of the trash talkers when it comes to League.
Yeah, that's true.
And they even called ALF because, fun fact, Alpha currently at the moment, they're actually based out of Thailand here with us over in Bangkok, mainly because they wanted to move location just due to the current climate over in Asia, obviously. So, you know what? They tried calling them out. Talon, you end up getting bit on the hand pretty hard there.
Well, it was a wild finish. The thing is, this is Alpha Esports' first win, and against Talon at that. That says something. That is nice. I like the plot twists here and there in the PCS.
You like the plot twists. You like you're literally the anime betrayal of the league. You know that, Riku.
I know, and I'm happy.
Oh,
I'm liking this.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our standings after the course of day 2 of week 2. AHQ stand at the top of the standings. Talon shall fall to second. J-Team is able to crawl back up with their 2 victories, along with Moxie. So we start to see, like we mentioned, we expected this big 4 to be at the top of the standings. And then we have a little bit of our chunk of Southeast Asia squads, where Bajura, Nova, and Liab all fighting in the 5th and 7th place. And still, a Hong Kong attitude, I think, is the biggest shock for a lot of players. I wasn't expecting them to do well this split, but sitting 9th? Like, again, last 2 slots on the standings don't go to playoffs. We bring a lot of people over in playoffs at the end of the split, and right now they need to really sort out what's going on, similar with Resurgence.
Yeah, that's true. 9th and 10th place. Very, very, tricky. But Alpha Esports looking really, really well in their first 3 games so far, and I'm looking forward to what they have in store still.
Yeah, tomorrow you can actually catch that here on the channel. Same time, same place. We got 7 games lined up for you, and Alpha themselves, they have a lot of games. They play 2 back-to-back, actually, off the top of the show, so we'll see how they're able to fare. Then we're going to see AHQ take on Resurgence. We're going to see Nova versus Liab. That is spicy.
That is spicy.
That is Thailand versus the Philippines. That should be a good one. And then we got Machi taking on Bajura. Hong Kong Attitude also against Nova. Nova going to be playing a couple of games. And then we'll see another heavy hitter matchup to finish off our night with Talon taking on J-Team.
Oh yeah, we've never seen that Talon and J-Team matchup. We did see J-Team versus HQ at the start of the PCS. But now, I wonder where they stand. Because again, J-Team has been, again, a little bit 50-50. Talon always getting that early charge in, not being able to close these games. Sunday is exciting. It's nice.
It's Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday
and you guys, be sure to follow the channels, either on YouTube or Twitch, or even our Facebook for as many updates as we can possibly put out regarding news regarding PCS, as well as, depending on your language, you might even see some interviews with the players we do on the Facebook story. But that is the end of our night, Riku. We survived the 7 games.
Woo, we did.
The passionate fans in the chat that were here for the entire time, they also were able to survive the 7 games. But yeah, we have 7 more games tomorrow. We're still not in. Because of the delay, PCS is now super compact. Plenty of games every weekend. It's great. Also, I've seen playoffs. Playoffs is going to be hectic. There is so much going on in playoffs. I'm going to love it.
I'm excited because, again, early on, we've got tons of plot twists already. Expect more in the upcoming tournament for the PCS. So it's spicy, it's good, my kind of flavor.
Your kind of flavor. Well,
yeah.
Now you made me hungry, Riku.
We're both hungry.
And to be honest, at that point, I think we're going to go ahead and take a bite.